Hey Dan. Well, it looks like our one opponent on this map, the Knight, is trying to invade our lands here. And so what we're going to do is meet him on the field of battle. Now, he's moving his army here, you can see with the yellow flag. And if we right-click on it, it just tells us their name, that they're an enemy army, so we can't get any details from them. Whereas if we right-click on ours, we get the full breakdown of how many troops there are. And as you can see, we have, well, you can see that he has, I think it's at least 300, but less than 600, and we've got a total of 325. Now, since it's the Knight, he shouldn't be too much of a difficulty to face. So I'm going to click on their army here. And all we need to do is move it onto the same spot as the opposing army. And now we get to see what we're actually facing up against. And yeah, this is going to be fairly simple. 210 peasants, 20 crossbows, 20 maces, 30 swordsmen, and 40 archers. Whereas we have 12 knights, 75 archers, 64 crossbowmen, 50 macemen, 53 swordsmen, 71 pikes. Yes, so we have a much better makeup to our army. Now, the first thing it will ask you, will you take the field, either yes or no? If you say no, it will auto-calc the battle, and or auto-calculate, and then you'll be able to, well, it speeds things up in case you don't want to spend all your time inside the real-time battles. And we could auto-calculate this one and we would probably win, but instead I want to show you what it looks like on the field. So, it'll load up one of these random maps here, and you can see up in the top right corner, here's a little mini-map. It shows you the rough layout of everything. And so here are our forces down here in red. And here's the forces of the Knight up in yellow. And so what we have here is a big body of water with sort of an island in the center, with 2 bridges to the north, 1 bridge to the south. Now this is actually a very advantageous map for us. And right now the battle is paused, so we don't have to worry about things starting immediately, which is good. It gives us a bit of a chance to look things over. Now, if I click and drag, you can see that I can select all of these pikemen, or just a few of them. You can also click on a single unit, and it will select them. Now you can see how most of them are, even though it's an individual pikeman represented here on the map, it's actually 16 individual men, individual soldiers. This one is only 7, just because that's how the math sort of works out on that. And the same thing here, 16 crossbows, each one represented by a single figure. And that just keeps the battles from being much too large. As you can see, it was about 270 peasants, but instead they've got, what is that, 12 units there. So it just helps the computer sort of process everything. Alright, and macemen here, and swords and archers there. Very good. So what we're going to want to do is essentially get everyone over here to defend this bridge, and chances are the Knight is going to take a defensive position behind one of these, which is fine, because he doesn't really have enough troops to defend both bridges. So the strategy here is going to be to attempt to move up as quickly as we can, and try to surround his forces. Now, what you can do is you can tell your units where to go. You can't issue orders while it is paused, so let's just unpause. And when we click, it'll tell the pikemen where to go. You can also right-click onto the map, and that'll move us around. Alright. And it can be a bit fiddly trying to get everything selected, but you can either click on the map where you want units to go, or you can click on the mini-map. So if I click up here, the macemen will move up. So I'd like to get everybody up above this first bridge, and you can see the pikemen are very much the slowest. That's alright. Now I'd like to get the knights and the macemen over here, but now I've got some archers selected. All I need to do is click on the archer icons over here, and they disappear from the units I have selected. So I can do that again, remove all the archers. I can even remove those swordsmen, and I'm going to tell them to move over here. Oh, I don't want them to go too far north. I want them to keep around to the south and move over here. Meanwhile, I want to get all of my archer units, so let's deselect all of those units there. And just sort of get archers over here, and then we can do the same thing for any melee units. Oh, I accidentally lost a pikeman there, but that's alright. Just want to get them a little bit separate from each other. And what we're going to do is get ready for a pincer attack. Now, you can always go into the options here and change the game speed. Right now I've got it at 8. But if you want to give yourself a little bit of extra time to consider your moves and to give yourself some time to sort of adapt to any changes, you can just slow down the game speed. Alright, so we're going to move our melee units up to the bridge. And then at the same time, we're going to send all of our long-range units in to stand behind them. And we're going to send these fast units into the back there. So melee units, we want to hold the bridge. These ones are going to come in from behind. And you'll see automatically the long-range units, the crossbows and the archers, fire at whoever is available. Now what would be nice is if we pull our units around, we can actually get them to engage. They sort of stop whenever they're attacked. There we are. We can get them to fight the archers there. And the archers do not do nearly as well in combat as they do when attacking from range. So here we are. We're doing pretty well. You can see they're down to 150 soldiers. We've still got 252. Going to move our melee units forward and try to attack those archers there. Very good. Now there's a baseman that isn't really doing anything, so I'm going to tell him specifically to go there, and a pikeman who I forgot about. The strategic reserves, as you will. And let's move these units in a little bit closer. In fact, we'll tell them to attack specifically that one there. There we are. And I'd really like these ones to deal with this one swordsman here, who is being a bit of a pain, but there they are. We've got 222 to 18, 15, 14. You can see, alright, there's hardly anyone left. You can also hit this mop for, which tells them to mop up the battlefield. Everyone just sort of swarms in. And there we go. The enemy has run out of troops, and the battle is won. And we can see that we have been completely eliminated. Now we can go through and we can see, of course, our crossbowmen and our archers. We lost a few archers, down from 75 to 45, but we didn't lose any crossbowmen because they were in the back and they were pretty safe. Our knights went in first, along with our macemen, and they had the highest casualties. Along with we've lost nearly half the swordsmen, but as you can see, the pikemen, very defensive and very hard to kill. So that's basically everything you need to know to have one of the real-time battles. And when you close that out, you see what is remaining of the army is here. Very good. And they are ready to either be disbanded and return where they were, or we could continue them on and take them into the territory of the enemy. Which we might do next time, or we might sit back and wait for the knight to attack, because we've also upgraded our wooden palisade to a motte and bailey. Next time we'll look at we'll look at taking over other counties, and possibly even a siege battle after that. All right, Dan. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.